In this little video we're going to look at how to tie a sheepshank, and a sheepshank is a really useful little knot for shortening a length of rope. So for example, the sort of place that I've typically used this is when I've found myself camping in a quite squishy spot and my guy ropes, which are quite long, end up being too long, and the little slider on the guy ropes ends up going all the way back up to the tent and it actually has no tension in it, and I need to make that guy rope shorter. And a sheepshank will do this. And the good thing is you can tie a sheepshank without having to worry about where the ends of the rope actually are. So I've got here in front of you the middle of the rope, and the secret is to make an S with it, or a Z. It actually really doesn't matter whether it's an S or a Z, but so we're going to make something that looks like an S here. So here's my S. And I can make that as long as I like, depends on how much I want to shorten the rope. So if I want to do lots of shortening, then I make a really, really big, skinny or squashed, long, flat S. But because of the amount of screen that I've got, I better not make it too big. So here's my S. All right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a loop in the bit of rope that's coming out from the top of the S, and I'm going to put a loop in that. Now, I twist it in a way, it's very hard to describe how to do this, and in a way it doesn't matter how I describe it. What matters is that when I come to put my little zigzag of my S into this loop, I want to make sure I don't put it in this way because that's just going to pull out, but I want to put it in this way so that, if you like, the bit of rope that's going away and coming out and away from that loop is actually towards the centre of the knot. So see how this is towards the centre of my sheepshank. And the cool thing is that when I pull that tight, it sort of grabs hold of the bit of the S that I threaded through. Now that's not going to have a lot of tension on it, so I have to be a little bit careful to do the next manoeuvre. And the next manoeuvre is basically to do the same at the other end. So I'm just going to rest my hand on the other knot so it doesn't sort of slide undone. I want to put a loop into the bit of rope that's coming out of the S here. So I just put a little twist loop in there. Okay. And I notice that the bit of rope that's coming out and going off is close to the centre of my knot. So that means I can thread my bit of S through that loop in that way, and there'll be tension on it. If I got it the wrong way around, so if I accidentally thread it through this way, you know, it won't grab and the loop will just fall off. So I just need to twist the loop enough so that the bit of rope that's going away from is sort of on the inside towards the middle of the rope. And there we go. When I pull that tight, it will actually lock. And now, when I put tension on this, even though it looks like half of it's really, really floppy in there, and in fact these two strands have really got no pressure on them at all, that all locks and has made my rope shorter. And so that is a sheepshank. And I'll just do that one more time for you. So we make our S, however big we need it to be in order to shorten our rope. I put a loop in the tail that's leading away from the S, and I just make sure that when I thread my little bit of S through that loop, that this tail that's going away is on the centre of the knot side so that it grabs hold when I put tension on it. And the same at this end. I put a loop in with a twist, and again that bit which is going away is going to be towards the centre of the knot, not the outside of the knot. And so when that goes there, it's going to grab hold and put tension on that. And now when I put tension, while it's loose, it can easily fall apart, but as soon as it gets tension on it, it will lock and not fall apart. And that is your sheepshank for shortening string. That doesn't work at all.